For the first time in decades, Formula One will return to Las Vegas next season. The news, which had been in the air for months, is met with much enthusiasm from everyone, including the team drivers. The motor racing class has been very popular all over the world since the 2021 battle between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. Several countries are therefore trying to bring in a Grand Prix, in which Las Vegas succeeded. As a result, 3 races are scheduled in the United States this coming season. The race will take place on a Saturday night in November 2023 and could be hugely successful. The 6.12-kilometer track will see drivers roar past a portion of the Nevada resort city's famous strip. The Las Vegas Grand Prix will be a night race and will be held on a Saturday. Las Vegas joins the US Grand Prix in Austin, Texas, and the newest Miami event, which makes its debut in May next year. This 6.12-kilometer, 14-turn street circuit in the heart of downtown Las Vegas awaits the drivers in 2023 as Formula One pulls up at Nevada for the Las Vegas Grand Prix. The circuit will come with its unique challenges to the drivers as it winds its way past iconic locations like Caesar's Palace, the Bellagio, and the Venetian. With average speeds around the track set to be comparable to Formula One's original Temple of Speed, Italy's Autodromo Nazionale Monza teams might choose a low downforce setup in Las Vegas to ensure they're maximizing their car's performance as they blast along the city's world-famous strip. Following this announcement, F1 drivers across teams expressed joy over racing in Las Vegas. From defending champions Max Verstappen to 7-time champions Lewis Hamilton, the drivers were left stunned to know that they would be racing in Sin City. Verstappen said that he feels few drivers might not wake up for the race itself. He said, "Let's not do back-to-back for this one. Let's give it like a 2 weeks break before and after. It's going to be fun." Verstappen's teammate Sergio Perez was left amazed to learn that a race was going to take place in Vegas. He said, "No way, it's fantastic when you're around people and having a lot of fun." Hamilton jokingly said, "It's going to be a pretty awkward event. Knowing that Vegas is a party city, it would be difficult for a racing driver to get on and focus. There's going to be so much going on." Carlos Sainz excitedly exclaimed, "Is this true? It's happening. Nice." Meanwhile, Scuderia AlphaTauri drivers Pierre Gasly and Yuki Tsunoda too expressed joy over this announcement. After months of negotiations, the F1 chief executive Stefano Domenicali flew from London to Sin City's iconic strip to represent the first £1 billion deal in the sport's history. He noted, "This is an incredible moment for F1 that demonstrates the huge appeal and growth of our sport with a third race in the United States." CEO Greg Maffei added, "Las Vegas is a destination known around the world for its excitement, hospitality, thrills, and of course, the famous Strip. There is no better place for Formula One to race than in the global entertainment capital of the world, and we cannot wait to be here next year." A statement from Formula One said the track would sweep past some of the world's most legendary landmarks, hotels, and casino. And the race will be 50 laps long, and that the circuit will have 3 main straights and 14 corners, including a high-speed cornering sequence and a single chicane section. The race is being promoted in partnership with some of the major casino and hotel groups in the city, including Caesar's Palace, Wynn Las Vegas, MGM, and the Venetian. Stefano Domenicali believes holding the Las Vegas Grand Prix on a Saturday night is a perfect time and is confident that a third race in the United States will only boost the sport's popularity. In a break from Sunday's race day tradition, the Grand Prix is set to take place on a Saturday night in November, 10 p.m. local time. The Formula One boss said, "I think that is a perfect time and a perfect slot for that event in this context." Domenicali insisted that having the race at a more normal start time of 3 p.m. would be a total mistake given the appeal of a race under lights in Vegas. He noted, "Formula One cannot be static. To have a race on Saturday at 3 p.m., that will be a total mistake. That is the reason why we are flexible. We are showing that's the right moment to have the best show in this context." The Formula One boss continued, "I don't see any problem with that. And if you think actually in terms of timing in Europe, the race time we have on Saturday is 10 p.m. Saturday night is perfect because also that audience will be connected." The event will break a 39-year drought for a race in Las Vegas, with the city previously hosting the Caesars Palace Grand Prix in 1984 on a track in the car park of the casino. Formula One's return sees the combination of real racing in an incredible context and is the perfect combination of what Formula One stands for today. It's emotion, it's passion, it's a business, it's relationships, it's culture, and it's intensity. And this is the reason why this is the perfect place to be. Formula One boss Stefano Domenicali says that the United States is a massive focus following the announcement of the new Las Vegas Grand Prix. It also means the USA will be the only country with more than 2 races on the calendar, with Vegas adding to the United States Grand Prix in Austin, Texas, and the Miami Grand Prix, which debuts this year around the Hard Rock Stadium. We do believe, without being arrogant, that Formula One will be something that the American fans will love to be involved in even more. We do believe this is a very important market in developing the love of our sport. Lodged in the Mojave Desert and surrounded by epic mountain ranges, the American Resort City Circuit will weave around the city, and it is well known that Vegas is no stranger to global events, of course. For years, the world's biggest names such as Lady Gaga, Adele, and Elton John have long had residencies there, and the world's best chefs have battled for prime location on the Strip to dish up their latest innovative feats. The city is home to American football outfit Las Vegas Raiders, whose home ground the Allegiant Stadium will host the 2024 Super Bowl as well. The race will be held at night, which allows the city to come alive with its oasis of glittering lights, to deliver such a deserving visual spectacle. Every night is party night in Vegas, right? But Saturday has often been regarded as the showpiece. Therefore, it is only fitting that the Grand Prix will uniquely take place then, allowing racegoers to watch the world's best going wheel to wheel before kicking on their night with a visit to a casino, drinks at a rooftop bar, or some late night shopping. This only means everything will happen a day earlier than usual, with qualifying on Friday and practice on Thursday. It is expected that the drivers will have to get there early enough to adjust to the time zone and perhaps steal some downtime. It is very likely that we see some of the drivers on the golf course over at the Wynn, or perhaps out in the desert on some quad bikes. The Las Vegas Grand Prix will make its debut on the calendar in 2023, with Formula One heading to the glamorous and glitzy city for a race that will take in the famous Strip, as well as other Las Vegas icons including the Bellagio, Caesars Palace, and the Venetian. Set to be one of the fastest ever street circuits in Formula One, the Las Vegas Grand Prix will be truly spectacular. But the track also becomes part of a rich history in street circuits in Formula One.